And I feel like I should have been facing you, but
Yeah, but then that's weird.
But I mean, at the same time,
we should be looking there, like kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, if anything, just tilt to the tiny bit. What's up, guys? This is Jonathan here. He's my roommate, and it's actually his birthday right now.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And you're turning 24?
24, yeah.
So John is a international student from Brazil, and I feel like we could learn a lot about him, which is why I wanted to have him on the channel. So I have some questions for him, just have a conversation with him.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me to come over.
Yeah.
I had to travel all the way from my house.
Yeah, travel all the way from your freaking next door.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jonathan lives like literally 5 feet away from my door. So you're right now studying what again?
I'm studying finance and accounting.
Finance and accounting. Mm-hmm. You came in what year?
I came in 2015.
Okay, so you were born and raised in Brazil?
Yes, born and raised in São Paulo.
Okay, so 2015, you would have been 19 years old.
Yes, correct.
São Paulo, that's warmer weather, central Brazil, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Very warm. Not as warm as it is in the north, but it is warm.
Yeah, Brazil's pretty big, massive.
Yeah. It's massive.
I think it's like, is it like the size of the whole United States, or is it like?
In territory, probably the same size.
Okay.
But we have a lot less in terms of population. We have 220 million.
So you live there for most of your life, and you speak
Portuguese.
Portuguese? Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
And a little bit of Spanish too.
Well, yeah. So something I really hate is that Portuguese people, like, whether you're Portugal or Brazilian, they speak Portuguese and they can understand Spanish, but I don't understand Portuguese, which kind of sucks. That's like an overall thing I've noticed. I don't know if anyone else.
That's
I feel like
so true.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then you know what's funny? When I got here, a lot of people that met me and I said I'm from Brazil, they were like, "Oh, so you speak Spanish?" And I had to explain, no, I actually speak Portuguese. Yeah, but I can speak Spanish. And they were all surprised that I could speak Spanish too. But yeah. I
really wanted to know what the immigration or the visa process was for students. So kind of just tell me about when you applied, how long it took to, I guess, get accepted, and whether you felt like that process could have been different.
Sure. So the whole process actually starts with you applying to the university itself. At that time, my sister lived here. So I knew for a fact that I wanted a university that was in Delaware, especially here in this area. So I looked up all the universities, decided which one had the requirements that I was eligible for, applied, got accepted. And when you get accepted, the university will send you a document that's called I-20. That's an immigration document that will give you the permission to come in and out of the U.S. and apply for a visa.
So when you search for the universities and you applied, is that like a website through the U.S. Embassy? Or?
No. You apply to the university as if you were a domestic student, but you apply as an international student. Then after I got accepted from the university, then I go to the embassy and apply for the visa itself. So first you have to be accepted by a university. So then you can go and ask for a visa.
I'm going to take notes. Can you pass me that notebook right there? So I'm going to literally draw this out. So you apply as a regular student.
Well, you apply as an international student, but you apply just like anybody else would apply for the university.
The application process is the same.
Yep, the same. The category of your application is international. So they have undergraduate application and undergraduate application international students.
Okay.
After I got accepted, the university mailed this document called I-20. And that is the main document for you then to go to the embassy, to the American embassy in your country and, ask for a visa, apply for it.
Okay. So this document you take to your embassy. Wait, is the I-20 an application?
The I-20 is a document. It's literally, maybe we can put a picture of the I-20 there. Guys, basically, it has your name. It tells that you are a student, that you are accepted in that university, and it has your major and how long the program will take. So then when they are going to issue you a visa, they put a expiration date based on that date that they have there for expected graduation.
It kind of just gives them the information about what you're studying, what you're going to be, how long you're going to be studying for, and it essentially lets them know that you were accepted into this university.
Exactly.
All right, so you
That's
go to
totally
the
right.
embassy. How long does that take for them?
Well, they tell you at the moment. I got my I-20, then I went online to the embassy's website, scheduled the appointment, and then that appointment is an interview. You have to be interviewed by a counselor, by an officer, I don't know what they're called, and then they will tell you if you're accepted or not, if your visa is accepted or not.
Okay.
So then you can come to the U.S. So I scheduled the appointment. I guess it took a week or two. It wasn't, there weren't too easy at the time when I had to schedule the appointment. But it could take a lot longer depending on your country and their availability. Then I went there. There's a whole process to walk into the building. I got in. Then there was a person there who was going to interview me. So they asked for your passport and I-20. And then at that time, you have to have a passport already. I handed my passport and my I-20. And then they asked questions like, why do you want to go to the U.S.? Why don't you study here? What program are you going to study there? And all of those questions, like more about yourself and just your goals.
So it seems like, it's like a vetting process. This is the U.S. embassy, right?
Yeah, the U.S. embassy. So the U.S. because you're asking for permission to get into the U.S. So it has to be granted by the U.S.
Okay, so you get all this information and you're like, all right, you get the yes from the U.S. embassy. What happens next over the summer? You move into Delaware, you take a flight, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Then when you get your visa approved, you can just come here at any time. But it has to be, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that because things change a lot with immigration. But I believe you can come to the U.S. 90 days before your classes start. That's the next amount of time that you can come here. You can get here before your classes will start.
At the airport going to the U.S., you have a passport and you have, I'm guessing, a I-20 document.
And your visa. Well, your visa is in your passport.
It's a student visa, right?
Yeah.
Student visa. And
F1 student visa. Because there's other categories of student visa. There's a J1.
What's the difference? Do you know what the difference is?
I don't know.
That's fine. We don't have to go into detail about that. Now, fast forward, how often do you check with your, I guess, do you have a immigration counselor or something like that?
Yeah, we have something that's called DSO in the university when we arrive. Okay. It's a person who works with us and they handle all this immigration stuff. So when you arrive, you have to go to that, at least that's what I had to do. I don't know, different states, it could be different, but I had to go to the university after I arrived here in 2 weeks after. I had to go to the university, go to the international admissions office and talk to a DSO, which is an advisor for international admissions, for international students.
So does this advisor help you schedule your classes and all that?
Yeah, they talk, well.
Or is it just this is what you need to submit so you can be good with your paperwork to be an international student?
Well, well, yes, all of that.
Oh, okay.
So we have an orientation day that they will tell you what do you have to do to maintain your student visa status. Okay, you have to be a full-time student. You cannot work in the U.S. Well, they go over all of that part of rules, what you have to do to be here and to be legal and continue studying and not be deported. That's it. So they go over that, and then at the end they tell you, all right, so this is your program, these are the classes you need to take, and then of course there are advisors that will help you register for classes just like anybody else.
That's the whole process. You said we can't work in the U.S.
Well, you cannot work in the U.S. off campus. You can work on campus.
Okay, so that's why you have a university.
Up to 20 hours a week.
So you have restrictions on how much you can work as a student.
Up to 20 hours a week.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's kind of limiting? You feel like you could work more?
Yeah, I feel like I could work more, but I see the reason why they do that, and it is because you have to be a full-time student to maintain status.
Yeah. And
being a full-time student, that means you have, let's say each class, which in general are usually 3 credit classes, you have to take 4 classes to have 12 credits. So 4 classes plus more than 20 hours of work could be a lot. And then that's probably why they're a little scared that, if they give us more time and we take all that time, our academic, how can I say that, we wouldn't do as good academically, and that's what we're here for.
Academics. That makes sense. So that seems like a very extensive process to go through. Do you feel like that's a really hard thing to go? Do you feel like anyone in Brazil can do that, or do you feel like it's very selective in terms of who gets the approval from the embassy, or do you like what do you think about that?
Well, I think not. Well, it starts before that. The selection. It's who the university will select or will accept.
Okay.
The universities, they have a process too. You just don't only apply and you will get accepted.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the obligation to accept you.
Okay.
So you will apply and they will ask for things like, I want pay stubs for your parents. I want I don't know, they ask for a lot of documents that it always changed too. So I will not name the documents, but they ask like stuff like how much money your parents make, what you do there, why you want to come, write an essay, do SAT,
Speaking of that, you don't take an SAT
TOEFL.
Or you do? Oh, TOEFL. I think that's the one.
You have
that's
to do TOEFL too because TOEFL will tell your level of English, and they have metrics for that. So some universities you have to do. I don't know the scores, but like 91. Let's say it's from 0 to 100. You have to have 91 or more to be accepted. Okay. So first you do that process, and you have to be selected by the university. When the university says yes, that's the first approval you got. Now you got to go for the visa approval, which is another process.
Yeah.
So because of that, not a lot of people get accepted.
Okay.
One, because they don't have all the requirements that they're looking for. And two, they just think it's an extensive process and they give up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of universities, weed out people that way. And weed out's a terrible way to put it, but I mean, it happens because of different reasons, whether it be financial or academic or, in your case, a different country.
Yeah.
Do you get any financial assistance from, I know the United States is all off limits, but how about the university itself? Do you feel like universities just don't help you usually when it comes to tuition?
No, not international students. They don't like, if you can't apply for financial, you're not eligible because you're not a citizen. There are some specific scholarships for international students, but they're like 2,000, 1,000. It's nothing. You can't cover like 1% of the expenses. So I would say no for that purpose. You wouldn't be able to come here and study for free. Yeah. With like scholarships. No.
Yeah, it's tough. Especially because tuition's like I'm
double for international students. Yeah, in majority of the universities.
If you don't mind sharing, like how much a year is it for tuition?
Yeah, tuition is about I have to be full time, so 12 credits, about 6,000 per semester. Okay. So I take summer classes too, so about 18.
That's interesting.
Per year. But it's a lot cheaper than any other university. Yeah. EUD here, for example, it's $32 a year.
Yeah, Seton Hall is $36,000, $38,000 when I left. A semester.
A semester?
No. You know what? It was a year. It was a year. Because it was like 18. That would have been bad.
Holy shit. Yeah. Nah, crap. Nobody would go to that university.
I'm going to take back that last comment. 36, 38, 40,000 times. It would have been close to 200. It would have been like 160. Yeah, $160,000. And that if I paid 100% tuition and that's all I took no assistance at all. But that's a lot of money. And
it's very expensive.
And you're only an undergrad student, so that's not even like, if you want to go to grad school, like I can only imagine how much more that would be. But you're not going to grad school because you said you're going to work for a finance accounting firm, right?
Yes, correct. That's what I'll do now.
Okay.
So that's something really nice that you mentioned. I'll just take the lead now. After
go for it.
Yeah. After you graduate, so if you come to the U.S. and you study here, after you graduate, you have something called OPT at the end. It's a 12-month work permit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they want to.
So now I am in that period. I just applied for it a month ago, and I got my EAD card, which is like a working permit that you get for 12 months. So I will start working on January 15th, and then I have till January 15th of 2022 to work. It's really good to have 12 months to work, but it has to be in the field that you graduated, like in, it has to be related to your major.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I graduated in finance, I cannot find a job in computer technology and then work for them. The government wouldn't approve my work permit.
So it's a very narrow job market. Because,
it's really hard to find a job. You have to have, you have to know people, or you just have to. That's why I always tell international students, when you come, take all the opportunities you can while in the university. Like, try to work in the university, try to meet people. Don't just come and study, because at the end, you will lose those 12 months of work opportunity because it's almost impossible to find a job.
OPT, you have to apply for it. That's a work permit.
It's called optional practical training.
And what's EAD?
That's the card, the literal like card that will give you the permission to work.
Okay. That's so. And then, so you just applied for that. You said you got it?
Yes, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Which is good. Congrats.
That's awesome. Thank you, man.
So the company has to. What's the name of the company you're going to be working for?
AstraZeneca. It's a pharmaceutical.
AstraZeneca. That's a really well-known pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
We talked once about lots of loopholes in the. Did I pronounce that right? Loopholes. I don't know if I said that weird, but loopholes in the I guess that people, if you had known about before coming here, you would have taken advantage of those, or you would have like done things differently. Would you have done anything differently? It's like one thing I wanted to touch upon.
Well, I don't think so, because I consider myself very lucky, because when I came to a community college. So I came to a community college called Del Tech, and then I got an associate's degree in accounting, and then I got that associate's degree in accounting and transferred that associate's degree into a finance and accounting bachelor's degree at Wilmington University. A lot of international students, they come straight to a university, and a big university, and that's not a great idea, in my point of view. First, because you don't know the language very well when you just arrive. So if you're in a community college, it's easier to get by and to kind of like understand what's going on and learn.
Quick question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you were 19 in 2015, how good was your English?
It was good. It was like I could survive.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to survive, but it wasn't great.
Would you be able to have this conversation that we're having right now as fluently?
Not as fluently, but I would be able to have the conversation.
Okay.
Like, I learned a lot of things since I got here, especially in terms of pronunciation. When you're in the country that speaks the language, it's just like, oh my gosh. When I got here, when I got off the plane and I started, like, I had to ask people, like, where do I go? Like, I'm lost. I'm new here. I don't know how to take the train.
Yeah, you're in a new country.
And people were talking to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't, like, understand that. And I was like, whoa, wait, I studied English back in Brazil for like 5 years. Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like I was fooled. That wasn't English. Yeah. Because I couldn't understand people were, so I was like, this is the best school you can ever have. If you really want to advance your English, I think like going abroad to a country that speaks that particular language, not only English, but any other language, the best school you can ever have.
When you say school, you mean like education?
Yeah, the best.
Okay. Because I just want to clarify that point. You could have either been saying the best school to go to is Del Tech, or the best education, the best thing you can do for learning a new language would be going to the country that speaks the language you want to learn. For your future, do you plan on staying in the United States, or what do you want to do?
Yes. I plan on staying here, yeah. The opportunities are just awesome.
Okay. How would you, aside from marriage, I know you have a fabulous girlfriend that you love very much. Yeah. Shannon. Let's say you didn't know Shannon, and let's say you were just chilling, like, so you would have to reapply for your visa. And let's say, like, okay, let me walk this back. I remember you mentioned your EAD and your OPT, your work permit. That's for 12 months. You have to renew that every year?
No, so you get that for 12 months.
Okay.
The OPT permission to work here for 12 months. And after that's over, you have to leave the country.
You have to leave the country. I thought you had
if you don't get the company that you were working for those 12 months to sponsor you a working visa.
Like, so let's say AstraZeneca goes bankrupt in 10 years for whatever reason, and they were sponsoring you for those 10 years, then you have to then go to a different company and then get sponsored by them to stay here?
Yes. So when you get let's say AstraZeneca sponsors me a working visa, I am linked with them. So my visa is through them. After, like, let's say I get another job, they have to reapply for that, as far as I know.
Your immigration status is tied to the company, essentially.
Yes, tied with it. Yep.
Okay.
Tied to that company. Yeah.
Unless you marry Shannon.
Yep.
Then you're tied to the marriage. All right, dude. On that note, I really thank you for your time. I know you need to play soccer, and I know it's your birthday, and you need to celebrate with your friends. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I know we kind of set up last minute for this. If anyone has questions, I'm sure is it okay to drop your email? I'm guessing.
Please do that.
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, just want to talk to me, maybe you're an international student watching this, and you plan on coming here, just send me a text or just send me an email.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to help you with anything that I can.
Sounds good. All right, dude. It was really good talking to you.
It was good talking to you too.
Everyone that was watching, John's again my roommate. Really, really good guy. Yeah. But for future guests, I'm gonna be zooming them in. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy future episodes. Thank you for watching this one. I'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Okay. Thanks for watching. So the holiday season is upon us. I have another raffle, and it's a $20 Amazon gift card. So check out the description below and sign up for that. I'll be raffling off the first 20 people that sign up for it, and I'll be announcing that sometime in the next 10 days. I will do that Instagram live like I did my last one. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or tips for upcoming videos. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.